Oyun bitti, evet. İyi oyundu abi. Yapımcıların herkesin eline koluna sağlık. Tek yayında.
Oh, good. We haven't missed the sorting ceremony. I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must
Komik
contact the
şakaydı ama.
ministry.
Yakaladın
I
o
need to know what
şakayı.
happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Ready for the sorting ceremony?
Hazırız abi.
Phineas, Nigellus, Black. Prepare yourself to meet
Sıkıntı yok abi,
the
tanışırız.
headmaster.
Fig, nice of you to join us.
Selamünaleyküm
The
abi.
sorting ceremony's over.
There were
Sizin nice, sıkıntı yok.
complications.
Complications?
It seems the goblin problem has...
Enough. Goblins. I've no time for rumors, Fig, and I'm rapidly losing whatever patience I had
Ben
left.
şimdiden bu lavuğa tuttum.
If you're lucky, we might still be able to get you sorted this evening.
I'll be in touch.
Tamamdır abim. Dikkat et. Ya hemen aşık olun zaten.
We've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
I see.
Ah, yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you?
Yes.
You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
Allah ile dayıyorum. İşletmek için sabırsızlanıyorum.
I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts and the world beyond the castle and grounds.
Indeed. Much can be gleaned by having an adventurous spirit. But your professor...
Abi hocam Goblin'e büyü attı, Goblin sikine takmadı. Hocam bana neyi öğretecek amına koyayım?
I wonder... I detect something in you.
Söyleyeyim abi.
A certain sense of...
Her sesini de ben söyleyeceksem zaten işimiz var ama.
What is it?
Bende sadakat mı var? Hırs, sadakat mı?
Sense of loyalty? I believe myself to be a true friend.
You do not give up easily, do you? You are undaunted
Neyse her
by
türlü özelliklerini
challenges
seçeceğiz
that
zaten.
lie ahead. And your loyalty to a friend delayed your arrival here this evening. Perhaps you belong in
Aynen
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Aynen bekle. Kesin Hufflepuff. Aynen kesin Hufflepuff'ı da zaten oynar.
I detect a growing sense of ambition, an eagerness for power.
Ben Hufflepuff'ım şu an. Zenk Hufflepuff.
You belong in Slytherin!
Allah Allah.
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
Abi Quidditch'i iptal ediyorsun? Herkesin içinden geçecek.
Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether. But don't tempt me. You are here to focus on your academic futures. I'm sure you will have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow. I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes
Abi
begin
vallahi hiçbir
tomorrow.
işim gücüm yok. Buyur yatar kafaya vururum abi.
Quite an entrance. It's lovely to meet you. I'm...
Professor Weasley, would you be so kind as to show our new student to their common room?
I shall see to it, sir. As I was saying, I'm Professor Weasley. Pleased to meet you.
Ron'un
Nice
anası.
to meet you as well, Professor.
As Deputy Headmistress, it is
Ya da
my
baba
distinct
anası.
honor to show you to your common room.
Ya anası ya baba anası. Ron Weasley yani.
It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. It may be a bit of a challenge,
Dururuz ya.
but one I'm sure you're up for.
I can be quite resourceful.
I suspected as much. This is the entrance to the Slytherin common room. In order to enter, one must simply speak the correct password. Aspiration.
Aspiration. Hemen yapıyorum.
Very well.
Aspiration.
Aspiration.
Aspiration aspirasyon olarak çevirmek de bile.
Well done. Now, go on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you,
Sağ olasın
Professor
hocam.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts. Sleep well.
Sağ olun, sağ olun. Sağ olun, sağ olun.
Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room. I suppose some introductions are in order.
Even if I knew how to get into the other common rooms, I wouldn't bother.
Already knew that.
Bastian ne
Can I
haber?
help you? Ah, you're the new fifth year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
Heyecan vericiydi ya.
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
Ne yapıyorsun abi sen?
What book were you reading?
A spell book
İşletme, aynen.
has a few interesting things, but
İşletme okuyormuş
not
öyle.
exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon
Alo.
enough. But not every spell you may need
Alo.
can be found in our assigned
yapıyorsun burada?
textbooks.
Yayın yapıyorum.
Ne yayını?
Hogwarts
Are you
Legacy.
saying some spells aren't
Hellos.
taught at Hogwarts?
Rüyama indirdim.
Which ones?
Bunu başladım.
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
Sağ olasın abim.
Everyone seems to fit.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Melda'cığım, nasılsın canım?
Not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Hop
Don't say I
şahmat.
didn't warn you.
Checkmate.
Told you. You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin.
Abi
the one who
herkes bizi
barged
tanıyor,
in with Professor
sikeceğim ha.
Fig last night.
Daha ünlü olmayı
Interesting
sevmiyorum.
tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Övme kendini. Orada
Perhaps
olsaydın.
Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kagawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Are you a keen wizard chess fan?
Ya satranç
You
yaşındayım.
knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
Tamam en iyi sensin amına. Elveda hadi.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Ne? Ne var mı lan burada? Lan dünya haritası değilmiş gibi ama. Emre Erbin takibin için çok teşekkür ederim. Hoş geldin. Aleykümselam, hoş
Based on all
geldin.
the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new fifth year. I'm ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Teşekkür ederim bro.
Well,
Sana da iyi
you certainly had
seyirler.
a memorable arrival.
Giriş yapmayı severiz.
If I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
You're definitely in the right house.
Tabii ki
Do
de.
let me know if I
Yeterliyiz
can
lan
be
biz
of any
hayırdır.
help as you navigate your first days here, though I doubt you'll need it.
Did that
Sizler
student
gözüküyor
say
mu
he
burada?
thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Tam
Were
bir
you
götsün ya.
expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pureblood maniac.
Abi ben
Unfortunately,
safkanlıyım.
most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine.
Çıktı geçti.
Is the new fifth year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting.
Abi öyle duyurum yapmayalım ama rezil etmeyelim bizi amına koyayım ya. Buradayım hocam. Gel buraya, neredesin? Niye rezil ediyorsun abla beni?
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind.
Rahat kesit hoşlandım.
Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
Bu YKS mi?
Owls.
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Rahat kesit abla.
Here you are.
Bismillah.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Abi kitaptan bakacaksın
Perhaps
işte.
seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Ya bu teste tabi tutacak. Hadi
This
bakalım.
way.
Ama
I
koşalım.
certainly would have appreciated something like
Nefret
this
ediyorum bu
guide when I
sahnelerden.
was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up.
Revelio.
Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can
Tamam. Zat. Ben deluxe aldım ama. Ne var? Ben bir İstanbul beyefendisiyim şu an ya.
keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Abla koş ne olur.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Hemen. Komikçi.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Sağ olasın abi.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the house.
Yine de festival atıyorlar mıydı?
Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
You did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Korkarım yok.
Sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare
Sağ olasın hocam.
aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
Bunlar
Good
birbirine
luck
aşık
today.
ha.
And
Gerçi yok
remember
lan.
to use your field
Başkası...
guide. It will be invaluable to you. and invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade.
Ya hoca ilk günden ödev verilir mi ya?
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes,
Vallahi yalan
Professor
söyledim.
Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good.
Rahat kesin.
Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Abi şimdi. İtleviyorsa kaçmaz.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now,
Tamamdır hocam.
focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic
Hoca
you're
ders
able to
bitecek.
master within these walls.
Oha. Kapının içinden geçtim. Kadar böyle müymüş ya? Hı. Abi ikiniz ben tek hadi.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
Tamam en bilge de sensin.
To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One
Öyle
thing
her
I've
büyüyü
learned as an
küçümsemeyeceksin.
unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso. Not Leviosa.
Levioso.
Levioso. Şşş. Hermione.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Ben mi deneyeceğim? Deneyeyim.
Let us begin.
Ya ben çözdüm bu işi. Ben gerçek hayatta Hogwarts'a gittim.
See how the
Yemiyor.
die deflected your cast.
Gördüm.
This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember. Good. Now, well
Tak.
done.
Tak. Tak. Yat.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by duel. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Tamam.
Levioso, this can't be your first duel. Let's just say
I do enjoy a lively duel.
Protego.
If only all my students were this adept.
Abi sen koruyacaksın mı kendini? Oo ben yattım.
Try to anticipate your opponent's next move.
Yat.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Haggard. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things.
Bekleyin hocam. Bekleyin ve
I
görün ya.
demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it.
Mükemmellik.
and they
Benim.
must achieve
Direkt
it.
ben.
A
Mükemmellik.
classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So,
Biz
I'd
kim
advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right, that's enough spectacle for
Revelio.
one day. Class is
orada.
dismissed.
Bir şey yok. Aa merhaba.
You drilled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Heh, ne demek ya?
Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Nice work.
Alovcuğum. Kusura bakma ya canım. Biraz tokat delisi ettim.
Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert.
Bir tık öyle derler
Expect
evet.
a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
İlk düellom ya.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Abi ne kadarını oynuyoruz?
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules.
Kesinlikle.
Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Zeka, bana
I'll keep
zeka da
that in
derler.
mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or
Görürüz
actual
abi.
skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Protego! Revelio!